Hi, today I'm gonna do an unboxing and a flip through of the Zombie Tarot. This is created by Stacey Graham and Headcase Design. This was an impulse buy because I saw Lisa Pepez from Lisa Pepez talk about this deck and I decided that I wanted it too because she showed a couple of cards and it really reminded me of the Housewives Tarot and I love that one too. I haven't used it a lot or not as much as I would like to, and I think that there are some things about the Housewives Tarot that I'm gonna love about this one too, but this one has a completely different theme because the other one is about housewives, it's about vintage, it's about like 50s, 60s sort of housewives situations and lives. And this one is about a zombie apocalypse. So let's open it up. I threw away the Housewives Tarot box because it's the same one as this one. It's very big, but this one at least has a little thing in here that keeps your cards together. And with the other one, with the other box, we had the dividers as if it was a recipe box, which was super creative, but not really easy to store. But right now, as you could see, it wasn't easy to get all of the cards out there either. So I'm gonna center these. We also get a little guidebook here, and I like that it is sideways instead of like a little book like that, because I think the pages will flip a little bit easier. They are made to look old. So what we have is, it says here, the Zombie Tarot, your weapon of choice. That's funny. So we have information about conducting a reading, as well as some spreads. So here it has some information. I'm definitely gonna read this. I'm really interested in seeing how they interpret all of the cards and their interpretation of tarot in general, because I found the one from the Housewives Tarot very interesting too. Then we have some spreads here that are explained, and then we go into the card meanings. So we do have, it's not like full color, but I like it. We have the title of the card, we have some keywords as well as an interpretation. I love that. That is my favorite because I want keywords and I want an interpretation because I want to know what this card was meant to say, but I also just want quick keywords to see what they associate the most to the specific card. So let's get to the, oh, is this bent a little? It is. This one I bought new, by the way. I have been buying a lot of second-hand decks, but this one was new. But it has a little bit of damage at the corner here. So, oh, I see a couple of more cards that have that. That sucks. So we just saw the backs. It's a zombie wife, and we have Zombie Tarot. I don't love that, having text on the card. I would have mind if it was just this, because I think the face is pretty funny. So it almost looks like a newspaper. Let me zoom you in. It almost looks like a newspaper, like the title and the edition number and like, I don't know, whatever is here, the date or something. So we start with the Fool. I'm sorry, it's funny, okay? They are in a graveyard. That is risky in a zombie apocalypse, and risk or taking a risk is what I associate the most with the Fool. So I love this. And what I really liked, I'm just gonna flip through the cards, not talk about each one. But what I liked about, or why I wanted to get this deck, is because Lisa said that there are some images or some things that are being depicted in this deck, in these images, that very much feel like they are doing a different spin or having a different spin on the tarot, on the card meanings. Sorry, but that is funny. Look at that. And that is something that I appreciate a lot in tarot decks. And this is, I guess you could call this a novelty deck. It's definitely a quirky deck, but I think that some of these quirky decks really are very clear in what the meaning of the card is, because some of the cards in the Housewives Tarot, I knew what they meant before I even had learned the keywords that were associated with every card. And I think that, I hope that this deck can do something similar for me. And I was thinking, like, do I need this Zombie Tarot if I don't even often pull out the Housewives Tarot, and I think that this one definitely is very different. I bought this right now because it was basically on sale, but I was looking at this deck for like autumn, so this is a deck that I might not touch for a long time until like after the summer, but I hope to be working with it a lot for shadow work, because I like to have a deck for shadow work. So we start with the Suit of Cups now. I would like to have a card for shadow work, but when I had a Dark Wood Tarot, I didn't like that one because color wise I thought that was too dark. And this one, yeah, it has the black backs, and it is a tarot about zombies, and I don't necessarily have a lot of I don't know, things that I like about zombies. Like, I'm not a fan of The Walking Dead or something like that that I can relate this to. Oh no, the Five of Cups, that is so sad. Look at that. Oh, I don't know, like, it's sort of meant to be funny with the weird zombies here, but it also, when you look at this literally looks like what my little brother looked like when he was this age. So there are like funny bits in here, and I think that there are also some hard-hitting things in here that can help us with our interpretations of the cards. Look at that, the Eight of Cups. Ooh, oh. Is she thinking about the island, or is this a window that this place is in an island? Like, what? That's interesting. And I'm really looking forward to sorry, this is just funny, to reading the guidebook and what it has to say about it. Oh, I'm sorry, but this is funny, but also so smart. And I feel the same way about my Housewives Tarot. I keep mentioning it because I think that it is definitely my quirkiest deck. And this one comes really, really close to it. Like, I think they are both quirky in their own ways, and they are both novelty decks in their own ways. And I think that some people hate novelty decks, right? Some people just don't like them, and they prefer the actual like RWS or the I don't know. But I like novelty decks because I think that they give an extra layer of understanding of the cards. For instance, one of my novelty decks is the Friends Tarot deck. And I love that one because when I do a reading with the Friends Tarot deck, I not only use the interpretations of the actual card, the keywords, the card meanings of the actual tarot cards, but I can also look at the image and look at what scene or what character it is from, what situation, and that helps me interpret the card as well. So it gives a different layer of meaning of the card. And I think that this one can do it too, that not only do we know that it is important to make a decision like right here, it is like really important. And maybe you have already made a decision here, like decapitating, without you really knowing, like almost as if it was on instinct. We have the Three of Swords, and some of these cards will be easier. Oh my god, this almost, what is here? It almost looks like PTSD or something. What is here on the bottom? Like medication or something? Oh, damn, that's rough. Okay. And especially for cards like the Five of Swords and the Seven of Swords are cards that I still struggle with, as well as some of the court cards. So my hope is that through decks like these, that I can get a better understanding. Like, I have already read the RWS like stuff about these cards, right? But that was not enough for me to really understand the card correctly. And I hope that through images like this, like studying this and looking at the guidebook through novelty decks as well, could really be super helpful. Yeah, could really be super helpful for the interpretations. Okay, then we have the Page of Swords, the Knight of Swords, the Queen of Swords and the King of Swords. And then we go into the last one. Ooh, this one is called Hazards and not Pentacles. I like that we see a lot of jewelry here though, because it immediately pulls me in like Pentacles is materials. And that is what we see here. It's earthly like possessions. So we have the... Sorry. What? What is this? The Two of Pentacles. That is funny. Three of Pentacles. I'm gonna call them Pentacles. I know they're called Hazards and I like the idea, but that doesn't really ring my intuition. I'm wondering, like we see a lot of these circle things on a couple of cards. Is this like a window? Is this what they are thinking? I don't know. So with the... Wait, did I... No. The Five of Pentacles. 6. It's getting harder to have them lay still. The 7 of Pentacles, the 8 of Pentacles, Dead Mart, trained zombies. What the? Like having to live with this, with the zombie apocalypse, like right here too. It is really funny. Oh no, the paper boy is a zombie. Then we have the Knight, the Queen, and the King. Ooh, okay. So let's see how this shuffles. The cards are regular tarot size, by the way, just 7 centimeters by 12 centimeters, which is standard. I would love to maybe edge these because there's a lot of like detail and imagery on the card on the front, and then we have the darker back. So I feel almost like it's a shame that there's nothing on the edge. Let's see. Some of the cards stick together a little bit with shuffling. I think that is just the deck, like me having to get used to the deck, I hope. But some of the cards really are sticking together. Let's see if we can do a bridge shuffle, or if I can do a bridge shuffle with this. Oh, that was tough. Also, I do have like mobility issues, so shuffling isn't the easiest for me. Oh yeah, that's no good. Okay, just overhand then. Yeah, not super easy because the cards are a little thick, so the deck is pretty thick too. So that's not super easy to shuffle. I really hoped actually that this deck was the same size as my Housewives Tarot. I didn't look it up or anything, but that was just something that I hoped, because I'm pretty sure it's from the same publisher or something. The box is the same. The art style or the idea is very similar. So is there like a simple tarot spread in here? It has the beginner. This card represents your past, present, and future. So is that like the only like 3 card spread that they have? They have a lot of larger ones, but I don't want to do those right now. I'm gonna do a situation obstacle advice. You can find more 3 card and 2 card spreads in my free ebook 9 quick and easy tarot spreads for beginners. I'll link it in the description box below. So let's see, what is the situation? Situation is the Queen of Swords. I see this as someone being honest, so maybe a truth coming out, unbiased, making unbiased decisions. Let's see, what is the obstacle in the situation? So I'm gonna put it in reverse, so the Magician in reverse, and then the advice. What is the advice in the situation? I'm having a lot of trouble with shuffling this because the deck is really thick and the cards keep sticking together. Like I said, I really hope that is something that is gonna get easier the longer that I work with this, but it's really tough because I usually work with cards that keep sticking to my finger or that are like flying out, but it's not really happening with this, and it's really hard to really feel like a card is sticking to my fingers when they're just sticking to each other. Okay, advice. Can I have advice? Okay, 3 of Hazards. So here we have the Queen of Swords. I do feel like she is someone who's very independent, which is interesting because we have independence right here in the Queen of Swords, and we have in the advice the 3 of Hazards, which is about collaboration. So whatever is here as a situation, I feel like the advice is to work together more, or to get maybe a second or third opinion. In the middle, we have the Magician as our obstacle. So the Magician to me is about resources, not having all of the resources, not maybe even not having the confidence or not having the inspiration to do what it is that you need to do, which I feel here is like make an unbiased decision. So you're struggling to do your research. I don't know if maybe you don't know who to trust, whose research to trust. And here it says, I don't know, reach out for help. Ask for help. Don't be afraid to ask for help, even though you see yourself as someone who is very independent. It doesn't take anything away from you to ask for help. So let's see what the guidebook says here. We have the Queen of Swords, intelligence, sharp tongue, unscrupulous. I have no idea what that means. If you think you're kicking her out of her double wide, you've got another thing coming. Underneath her hair colors and terry cloth bathrobe beats the heart of a true fighter. The Queen of Swords represents a woman who may have suffered the loss of a loved one, but still carries on. She's a little tougher, a little wiser, and definitely ready for the next wave of terror. So it's like, that is not something that you implement, or I guess interpret as like your everyday sort of situation, but it is funny. So let's see, the Magician. We have Deception, Opportunist, and Puppet Master. Ooh, I like that. Is a magician working on a zombie cure, or does he have something more sinister in mind? Don't be fooled by this smooth talker's ideas and opportunities. They may be too good to be true. Even when he seems extremely willing to help you with your problems, he likely has his own agenda. Ooh, so this is almost like putting your trust in the wrong people, and the advice is to really take a good look at the people around you to see what their intentions are. But let's look at the Three of Hazards here, what it says. Oh, I like these interpretations. Like, some are a little weird because it's very apocalypse, of course, because this is the zombie tarot, but you still want your interpretation in the guidebook to be applicable to your everyday life, because you don't actually do readings about zombie apocalypses, I guess. I mean, maybe you do, I don't know your life. Recognition, hard work, skill. You've mastered one phase of your chosen career and you're looking forward to the challenges of the next. The praise you receive makes you work harder than before. Use it as inspiration as you work your way towards your goal. Expect a nod from those higher up the food chain, but not much more than a grunt from those below. You can't impress everyone. Ooh, so here it really focuses less on the collaboration, on the working together, which is something that I associate a lot with the Three of Pentacles. But here it focuses more on your specific talents and your skills and getting the recognition for what you are good at and sort of moving forward. Putting your trust in the right people is going to help you move forward. That is something that I sort of get here. It's interesting. I like it. So yeah, that is the reading. I'm gonna say I haven't found it super easy to read. I also haven't found it super easy to shuffle this deck. So I definitely want to work more with this, but I also have a couple of other decks that shuffle easier, that are easier to interpret, so that I am honestly a little bit more excited about. So let me put these back in the box. That is the Zombie Tarot. I would love to hear your thoughts on this deck in the comments down below. I'm not gonna lie, I am like doing a reading and shuffling it and handling the deck a little bit disappointed by it, but only because I feel like it's really hard to handle, and I didn't expect that. The cardstock is really thick. The cards are regular tarot size, which is something that I didn't think. Like, I could have looked that up, right? That's my fault, I guess. But I just really thought they would be the same size as the Housewives. Anyway, I would love to hear if you have this deck and what your thoughts are on it. And if you want to see more videos on deck flip-throughs, pick a card readings, tarot chats, definitely subscribe to this channel because I do all of those all of the time. If you want to book a personal one-on-one tarot reading with me, you can do so through the links in the description box below. Those will bring you either to my Etsy shop or my coffee shop. That is where you can book a reading with me. And yeah, for now, thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you next time.